The following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
What are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC. You can't test me. Pick up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Pick up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your wanna be. Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you.
Hello. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got a great show for you today. It's going to be a lot of fun. The weather's fabulous in Palm Springs, and before we get started, we got to say hi to the crew, starting off with my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Today is the day. A few years ago, I met Kathy...
Sledge.
My brain has just gone dead. Kathy Sledge from We Are Family, who I love to pieces. And today we have CeCe, who I absolutely love to pieces. I cannot wait to meet her. I cannot wait to talk to her. And I know you're all out there excited to see what's going to go on. And you know what she's famous for. Finally, I found someone to...
You always have the wrong words. Finally, it has happened to me.
Yeah, well, I go quick.
I know. You like to make up your own words. I know.
You know what? As we will discuss with her, I mean, I danced half of my life away to CeCe. I love her. Cannot wait for her to come on the air.
So we've also got John Robb, you guys, from the Membranes. He was on last year, and he's also from Louder Than War magazine. It's super fun, and we want to say hi to our crew. Let's start out in Philadelphia today with Scott from Rock Titan TV. Scott, what's up?
Yeah, hey
Scott.
guys, how y'all doing?
Good, you?
Good,
so
cannot complain.
It's in the high 60s and your daffodils popped.
Yes,
good, guys.
Yes,
Good.
It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
I gotta love it. Then we're going to go down to West Palm Beach, Florida in Wellington and say hello to the fabulous Danielle.
Hello. Hello.
There you go.
I wouldn't go so far as say fabulous. Maybe I'd say a little bit of fab. The U-list will leave out for a while. Danielle, my dearest one, you're going to have to tell us all about the cup that you're making it with.
We will.
We have a lot of fans that said, "Oh, we have to hear the rest of the story. We have to." What are you doing?
Now you have hair hair all over your
No, that's
microphone.
pubic hairs. I don't know where this mic has been.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we have to hear more about the cops because the people want to know what the romance is with you and El Capo.
We want to say hi to the chat room, though, too, first. So we got B. Claudia from Germany. What's up, B? How are you? Yay. Eileen.
Wait, halt. B. Again, I wrote it. Now I'm saying it. Thank you so much for the time you put in and the caring of me and the thing that you posted on
EPK.
What is it called?
It's an EPK.
What?
Electronic Press Kit.
Thank you for the whatever the frig it is. Thank you so much, my love. Thank you.
B's awesome, you guys, and you should follow at the Elf Slab, ELFSLABTHE, Elf Slab, on Twitter if you need EPK's websites or anything. She's freaking genius.
She did a great job on my EPK.
We also got Eileen Shapiro in the chat room. Eileen, we so missed you Saturday night at Rock Against MS. We had a great time, and you should have been there with us.
All the rock guys were saying, "Where's Eileen? Where's Eileen?" I said, "She's in New York." They said, "Oh, gee whiz, we wanted her to be here." And I said, "Why, boys?" And they say, "Well, I can sing it." And I said, "Sing it." And they started to sing all at once. Climb every mountain.
From The Sound of Music.
Well, she's got those two mountains there. Woo!
I love it. Also, Michaela's in the chat room too. What's up, Michaela? Hope you're good. Everybody's good. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. Again, we did go to Rock Against MS Saturday night. We had a really good time. We met all kinds of cool people. Do you remember anybody?
I have to tell you, I really didn't want to go because it's not my kind of music. Don't forget, I'm as old as the Egyptians, I'm 100,000 years old. And my music was very sensible music, beautiful music, lyrics and lovely melodies. And the rock music to me just sounds like a lot of noise. And I always put, foam earplugs in because they hurt my ears. But we were down in the basement where all the crew was, everybody. I had the best time. I mean, I saw Caroline Williams, who I love, and Sarah French, who's always naked in movies, who I love, and all the guys from Guns N' Roses, and of course Scott Page, who I love from Pink Floyd.
And we met Andy Dick, the comedian.
That's right. I was taking a picture with Andy Dick, and I said, "Everybody, look, Andy Dick and me, Big Dick." But nobody thought that was funny. Anyway, we went on and on. And he was loaded out of his mind, as always, looking for a bump. I had no idea what bump meant. What? Don't say no. It's okay.
No, it's not okay.
He's publicly on drugs. He talks
he's
about
publicly out of rehab, supposedly doing very well.
Oh, well, now he's out of rehab. Well, he's fallen from grace. But anyway, he's a terrific guy. He's moving to Palm Springs.
He already moved here. He's got a house here.
Anyway, you're going to see a lot of Andy Dick in our life because he's a great guy and really funny. So he'll be part of our crazy crew. There were just so many.
We met Tiffany.
Tiffany was wonderful. And, of course, my gorgeous, fabulous Gretchen Bonaducci.
Who was on the show a couple months ago.
Who I love. And she performed in the group. I mean, it was fabulous. It wasn't only outrageous, demented rock. They also did an Aretha Franklin tribute, which was fabulous. And also a tribute to...
like the Supremes or somebody.
No, not the Supremes.
The Four Tops or something. I don't know.
I forgot who it was. But my guy.
My girl.
Talking about my girl. That group. And I love them. So the show was fabulous. All the money went to MS, which is multiple sclerosis, I believe, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Multiple sclerosis.
And I was happy that we were a part of all of that. But the celebrities are just too numerous to mention that we met, and many of them we know. Many of them are good friends. Churchill was there, Thomas Churchill, the director, producer.
Ken Divishian, who was the guy who was naked in the Borat movies. He was his sidekick who they got into the big naked fight. He was the big heavyset guy who was hilarious.
He and I were dancing together in the aisles. So, the old bags, the two old guys were dancing. It was really a fun night. I was disappointed because we were supposed to go to the Charlie Chaplin Theater, which is across the street, for this wonderful benefit. But when they were rehearsing there, they just spent a couple of $1 million restoring it back to what it was in 1926. When they were rehearsing there, the plaster began to fall from the ceiling from the vibration. And the theater went crazy. They said, "Get out of here. You can't be here." And the Palace Theater across the street was kind enough to say, "Don't worry. Don't cancel. Come here. Bring it here." And that was another old theater, the Palace Theater. So it was fun being in old Hollywood, downtown Hollywood.
It was funny. We had a very good time, you guys.
I had a ball. I really had
It was really a lot of fun. I mean, we love it. We got to walk the orange carpet because orange is the color for MS. Right. We got pictures and did interviews with people. We got to hang out downstairs.
Danielle was there, my dear friend Danielle, who I love.
Oh, yeah, Daniel DeCrisio.
Yeah.
And Adrian Wilkinson.
Yeah, she was. So we had a lot of our dear friends that we love there. Caroline Williams is a dear friend of ours. So it was an old home week kind of new experience, lots of fun, and a very nice evening.
Slim Jim Phantom from the Stray Cats, we met him, and he's been on the show before. And Jesse Blaze Snyder, who's Dee Snyder's son, was there, and we've met him. He's been on the show like 3 times.
See, like
before.
50 various people from all the greatest rock bands and music of this century were there. Not their entire groups, but
just different people.
Each performer, like a sax from one group, a drummer from another. They all came to make music for MS.
And Marky Ramone closed out the show, and the whole super band of all the famous people were playing Ramone songs. It was awesome.
It was a night of celebrity, a night of stars, a night of fun, lots of great pictures, and we made some new friends, and I really am happy. Now I'm looking forward to the next big rock event, which is Scott Page.
Scott Page, the Think Experience we're going to on the end of this month.
And that's something all of you should get tickets for and go. It's a high ticket, but what a show. Oh my God. It's like, you ever go to the planetarium in LA? and you lay down in the sofas and you watch the stars. Well, this is similar to that, but it's the history of rock and roll. Am I right or wrong?
No, this is it's Think Experience, and it's Pink. It's Think Pink. So it's going to be all the music of Pink Floyd in a virtual reality dome.
Right, which is supposed to be fabulous. Everybody's freaking out from it.
Yeah, we met people from the show. We met people at Rock Against MX that had been to the show and couldn't wait to go talk to Scott Floyd about how great it was.
And I'm sure how
great it was.
Like if you eat a gummy bear, you'll lay there and enjoy the show better. Well, a little buzz doesn't hurt. Yeah. When you go to see Pink Floyd, being buzzed a bit is okay. Have a cocktail, have a beer, have a gummy bear. Have whatever you want, but go a little buzzed, and you'll really get into it.
I love it. So anyway, we had a great time. It was a great weekend. We were exhausted on Sunday, and we had a fun time. Met a lot of cool people, and look forward to the next year.
We had to cancel a dinner party on Sunday because we were wiped out and voiced out. My voice is still a little rough because we didn't stop screaming and applauding and talking and interviewing and carrying on the whole time. So
we want to give a shout out to Backpack John. Just joined us in the chat room. What's up, Backpack John? How you doing? And
who the hell is
Backpack John? Well, you're not on Twitter, so you don't know all the people. I just know him by his Twitter name. He's a big supporter of everything that we do, and he's a really cool guy.
Well, what does he do? Is he in the biz?
He's in the backpack business.
Oh,
to go hunting and camping and backpacks and stuff.
Well, he must be very rich because everybody and their mother, even 90-year-olds, are walking around with backpacks.
He's very cool.
90-year-olds have insulin and all kinds of diabetes pills and high blood pressure pills and fainting pills and constipation pills and pills to stop them from peeing in their pants. So they need to have backpacks.
There you go. So here's what we're going to do. Do a quick little commercial, everybody. So we appreciate everybody tuning in every week. You can hear us live every week from 12 to 2 or 12 to 2 p.m. Pacific time or 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time on our home station, W4CY Radio, with the fabulous D and Scott.
Yes.
Are they going to join in? There you go. I want to see if they chime in or not since we haven't done that.
Yeah.
If they were in the same studio, I would say that little devilish that she has got him sexually.
Yeah, you never know.
She was bawling him while... But, she's just an nymphomaniac, and I figured she'd attack Scott. But Scott's in Pennsylvania, and she's in Florida.
They can do Skype sex.
They can do Skype sex and blow their computer.
See?
There?
Yeah, and we're getting the green light here, D.
And your computers will explode.
Then you can also hear us on K4HD Radio in LA, Hit 1069 FM in New York, Jackalope Radio in St. Louis. We're on iHeartRadio, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Audio Boom, Podomatic, Spreaker, Apple TV, iTunes, and Podbean. And on television, you can see us on Vimeo, YouTube, Roku, Comcast On Demand, and within a few weeks, the Dish Network.
And then on the other Spectra soon. That's coming up too.
Absolutely. So what I think we might do, we have 2 minutes. Hey, Scott, does it look like John Robb's online?
John Robb is online, yes.
All right, so what we're going to do is play a song from the Membranes. It's one of their new songs.
The Membranes?
Yes. Yeah. That's his band, the Membranes. It's a very famous punk band.
Named the Membranes?
Yes.
And
that's a very scary name, Membranes. Is their music scary?
It's punk rock, like the Ramones. You've had him on the show before. You'll remember him when you see him.
Did I like his music?
I don't know.
I'll have to hear it.
You liked him.
That doesn't mean I like his music. The music is crappy, junky noise. I mean, I could like look. Noah's a sweet friend of mine. I love Noah and Olga, and they're with the Revolution. The group is called Revolution. But sometimes I listen to their music. I want to put my head in a bucket of water.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is John Robb, you guys. He's with the Membranes, and they got a tour and a new album, and he's a very cool guy. He also runs Louder Than War magazine, and we're going to play one of the Membranes' new songs. It's called A Strange Perfume, and while we're doing that, we're going to get him on the line.
Strange Perfume made from crushed membrane.
There you go. So here we go. So how about this? When I say enjoy, you guys can play it together. How's that?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, everybody, this is John Robb and the Membranes' new song, A Strange Perfume. Enjoy. Quick ending.
I love drums. When drums can play well, I'm happy. And who's the drummer in your group?
Rob. It's all about the drumming. Yeah,
I love the drums. I'm a drum freak.
Yeah, that's what you dance to, the drumming.
Because that's how you get a beat when you dance. When you dance, it's the drum that tells you how to move your feet. That's,
well,
are we on the air yet?
Yeah, everyone is on the air right now. We are live,
Oh, okay, good. So now you know I'm not lying when I said off the air that I like his drums. They're great.
So everybody,
who's the drummer? What's his name?
Yeah, now we have three. Rob Haynes.
Yeah. Rob Haynes.
Well, tell Rob he bangs a mean skin.
So we should tell everybody, first of all, that was a Strange Perfume by the Membranes. Now on the line, we have John Robb that we know everybody can hear, so we're going to do a formal introduction with him. So everybody, pull it down a little bit, because right now we only see your nose.
And the nose.
That's all you need. That's all you need. Yeah, now I have spotlight.
There you go. I love it. All right, everybody. Now on the line, we have the amazingly talented John Robb from the Membranes and Louder Than War magazine. Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.
Hey, how are you guys? Okay?
Yeah. Yes, good seeing you again, my friend.
It's good seeing you as well. Now I'm playing.
Huh?
I've got like effect. I can see what I'm doing here. I'm playing with the light, creating effects like it's.
He's in Manchester. He's in Manchester, England. They haven't invented the bulb there yet.
So let me introduce you.
Manchester's still working on. They're still working on inventing the bulb.
Let me introduce you to everybody, John. So you already know Ron and I. We have a new crew behind the scenes. So we got Scott from Rock Titan TV. Say hi, Scott.
Yo, what's going on there, John?
Yeah. It's okay. Everything's cool apart from the fact we have no light.
Yeah. There you go.
You know something? You got younger looking.
You Americans and your fancy lights.
Listen, keep the light you got now. You look younger.
Yeah, it's a trick, and I'm going to carry this around my hand everywhere I go.
You look much younger now than last time you were on the air.
It's a trick of the light.
Last time you were outside, and outside natural lighting doesn't make anybody really look good. You have to, you have to have reflectors and big lights when you're outside, because daylight can be fucking devastating.
Hold on, we gotta introduce you to the lady behind the boards in Florida. We have Danielle. Say hi to Danielle.
All right, Danielle, how are you? How's Florida? Do you have lights there?
We do have lights here, and it's good. Not raining for once.
But she prefers it without light. Yeah. Danielle, you prefer it without lights, right?
No, I like to see what I'm getting at.
Then we have a chat room, John, of people all over the place. Say hi to everybody in the chat room, and Eileen's in the chat room. Say hi to Eileen.
Eileen, how are you, Eileen? Well, she can't say anything, I guess.
No, she'll type. She'll type back and forth. She's told me she just typed out shout out to Naomi GED. I don't know what that is. And Nigel.
Nice. Yeah.
Eileen is standing up and she's shimmying her bazooms at you. She's doing this. She just knocked over her lamp, her table. She just put a hole in the wall. Oh my God, Eileen, stop.
So everybody listen up. This is John Robb.
My lamp over.
Yeah. John Robb from the Membranes, you guys. Membranes were formed in 1997 in Blackpool. They reformed in 2010. They had, after they reformed, they had their best-selling album to date, Dark Matter, Dark Energy, which we talked about last time he was on the show. And now he's got a new album called What Nature Gives, Nature Takes Away. And he did it with a 20-piece choir.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not just a drummer, 20-piece choir as well.
Oh, right. Yeah. How'd you get them all to sing at once?
We just do it in the dark because we don't have any lights. Yeah. They just have to feel the way around. Yeah.
That was fun.
It's a bit like your show in a sense.
You have to love it though. So you've been doing music forever. Tell us a little bit about how'd you come up with the idea to put together a 20-piece choir, for a record, because not very many, especially punk rock bands, I don't think any ever do that.
Well, there's no rules in punk rock, so we just do what we like. I was in a country called Estonia, which I'm sure you've never heard of.
Oh no, I have.
We have a lady in the chat room.
Yes, we have a friend.
We have a lady in the chat room who comes in all the time from
Estonia.
Wow.
She's one of our fans from Estonia. Wow. Sure.
Hello to Estonia. I was there last weekend actually, but they have 100 choirs in Estonia, and I saw one of them. So after seeing them, I kidnapped them and took them back to England, the country of lights, and forced them to be on the record. because they make such beautiful, melancholic, sad music. And when you collide that with punk rock, you get something interesting.
I absolutely love it. So like, and the reviews have been excellent, right? Like people are like, oh my God, this has really never been done. And they loved it.
So far, so good, but we're waiting for all the bad ones.
No, but we need new music. I mean, everybody seems to be banging out the same old shit. We need to have a new sound because it's time. Don't you agree with that?
Yeah, there's a lot of people do punk rock very well. You don't need somebody else doing it. Let's change the formula a little bit. Let's mess around with things.
Yeah, I agree. Change it. Whet our appetites. Whet our appetites, definitely. Now, listen, your accent is terrific, and I know that people in England or the Brits have different accents in different regions, but when I hear you speak, you know who you sound exactly like?
Go on, tell me.
My favorite English actor, Jason, what's his name?
Oh, he's got a thing for Jason Statham.
And you sound just like Jason Statham.
Do you know who Jason Statham is?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a different accent. He's got a gravelly voice.
But
I'm a bit like that. Yeah.
Are you from the same town or the same region?
No, I think he's from London. I'm from Manchester. He's a bit more Cockney like that, isn't he? We're a bit more northern like that.
Right.
But he's got a crackly voice. Do you know any good cures for a throat at all? You got any?
What?
How to cure a
No. You have a singer's
voice.
Throat. No, you have a rock and roll voice because
it's like
a lot of rockers.
Concrete.
You tear your larynx and stuff from screaming and yelling and singing loudly in the mics. I know a lot of the rock and roll people we met just the other night at the MS thing. They all sounded like me. I have a voice like that. My voice is rough. It's not a.
Do you do a bit of singing? Singing in the shower? Are you a shower singer?
No. I'm just a loudmouth Italian who screams a lot.
That's quite an unusual thing. I never met a loudmouth Italian before.
Oh, are you kidding? All the Italians are loudmouth. Italians don't know how to speak. We only know how to yell.
Yeah, that's a quality. That's a good thing. I've been to it a lot of times.
We went this weekend to a thing called Rock Against MS, and the featured band was Blitzkrieg, which was Marky Ramone and
you should have been there.
Marky Ramone and Greg Hetson from the Circle Jerks. And it was like all these like punk, and you would have fit in perfectly.
Right, Scott Page from Pink Floyd. I mean, everybody was there. You should have been
Steven Adler, Stephen Perkins from Jane's Addiction, but there was a lot of punk rocker people. You would have known them. I didn't know who they all were, but you would have known who they were.
It's good. It's a great cause. I know quite a few people with MS. It's a mean disease, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yes, it's a very mean disease.
That's cool. I mean, all you could do when you're in a band is do benefits. We're not doctors, are we, or surgeons or geniuses, but if it gets people together, makes people feel good and makes a bit of money and makes people think about it, that's a good thing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Well, it's a good thing, but it's a sad thing because this country of ours, America, land of the rich, paved in gold, come here, the streets pick up the gold, is sad because we don't do anything for the homeless people. We don't do anything for AIDS. We don't do anything for MS or cancer. And they claim they have the cures to most of these things, but the pharmaceutical companies won't allow it to be used because they'll like, look, diabetes. They have a cure for diabetes, but insulin and the pills that they sell are in the millions and trillions and gazillions of dollars. So it's all about the buck. America is nothing but a dollar bill.
It's the saddest thing in the world, because Americans, when I've been to America a lot of times, I've been to 48 different states in America, the kindest, most generous, open-hearted people you ever meet in the world, yet the country's run by the tightest, meanest, horriblest people in the world. Why is that? I don't even understand how that can be,
Well, because that's what it is. I mean, it's sad that we, the hardworking people, have to support these causes and that we have to give the money. When in essence, the Verrazano Bridge from Brooklyn to Long Island is now up to $18 a toll. Now, where's all that money going? Plus, they said that
we all know where that's going. Yeah.
Well, our lottery is in the billions of dollars every week. Where's that money going? Why doesn't it go to MS and cure for AIDS and the homeless people and all that stuff? I hate to get political, but what do you think about our country? Tell the truth.
I love America. I think, like I said before, it's wherever you go in America, kindest, most open-hearted, generous people. But you're getting screwed by the 1% who keep everything. The people collecting those $18 bills going over the bridge. You know, those people. They've just hoodwinked everybody in the country, haven't they?
Yes.
And if the country is full of like tight-ass people, you'd understand that. But that, to me, is a dichotomy of America, isn't it? It's the beautiful people run by a horrible elite. And you know what's really sad? Our country's slowly about 5 years behind you.
Oh, are you kidding?
Same thing.
I went to visit I went to visit my very good friend James Jessup, who lives up in not Lancaster, is it up north?
Oh, Lancaster's near here, 30 miles.
Right. Yeah, well, he lives at the Baker farm. His uncle died and left him the Baker farm, which is acres and acres of land. And we were driving into London, and he said, "Oh, I've got to pay £7 or whatever it is." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Oh, they don't let you in London unless you pay £7 or $7, whatever." Is that true?
Oh, that's for the cars, because there's too many cars in London. It was just getting chocker. So they had to like make people pay so they wouldn't come in so much, because it was basically just one huge traffic jam from one end to the other. But living in LA, you probably think that's completely normal, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, if they charge people $7 here, we'd be broke. I mean, forget
You
it.
can be in LA at rush hour and to get 10 miles takes an hour and a half, you know, like,
yeah, you
because
could be in LA
there.
in a rush hour, and 4 days later you're still in LA in a rush hour. Yeah. I mean, I saw last time you've actually got public transport now, haven't you? But nobody gets on it.
Yeah, but your part of the country is magnificent. I was there in August, and he took me to a pub. I loved the pub. It was like thousands of years old. The Knights of somebody who was there, the Knights of whoever, Columbus, I don't know who. And it
Not
the ceiling,
Columbus.
no, you know what I mean. What do they call those knights that supposedly they're hiding all the treasures? I can't think of the name. Anyway,
Well,
I couldn't.
Kings of Arthur's Knights, or the Knights of Templar, or
Yeah, the Templars.
Oh,
He took me to a church in Lancaster that was knocked down, and there they were, the tombs with the medieval soldiers on them, the knights in shining armor, figures. Anyway, he took me to a pub that my hair was touching the ceiling, and it was fab. The best beer I have ever had in my life was there. It was the brown beer that I love so much. What's it called? Stock or something? What is it called?
Stout.
Stout. God,
Yeah.
Was that delicious? You can't get it here.
It's like eating a toffee bar, isn't it?
Oh, it's delicious but it's so good. I mean, and it gets you a little bombed, but it was good.
We have a ton of people in the chat room all saying they love Manchester, and then Dave Hughes, who has an avatar of a dude with like glasses and a long pink wig on, wants to know if you still. What did he say? Something like, are you still a fan of Blackpool Football Club Q? I don't even know what the hell that means. I hope it's not a trick question.
No. Unfortunately not. I like a trick question. But yeah, that's a small football team. Manchester's got two big teams, Man United, Man City. I'm from a little town 50 miles near Lancaster, 50 miles away. It's a holiday town. It's like the Las Vegas of the UK. And we have a football team that aren't very good, but I support them because I'm from there. So, Dave.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
There you go.
I think James took me to Manchester. How far are you from where the Pilgrims left to come to this country?
Oh, a long way. That's Plymouth. That's the other end of the country. But
Plymouth.
That's probably just that's not even the whole of California. So that's down south, about 6 hours drive without a rush hour. Yeah.
Then James lied to me because he took me someplace that was like a half an hour away. And he said, this is where the Pilgrims left to go to America. He was full of shit. I'm going to get him and I'm going to kill him. But anyway,
Actually,
he lied.
B. Claudia says that we have a lady from Germany. She's like the most fabulous woman ever. Her name's B. And she said her son attended a school at Bolton, famous school next to Manchester. Have you heard of that?
Yeah. Bolton's near here. Yeah, I mean, you could argue it's almost part of Manchester these days. It's about 10 miles away. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's close.
I don't know the schools, but I imagine they got. Oh, I know the school. I know which school it is. Yeah.
Northern Pennsylvania looks very much like your territory. Your area, your demographics is beautiful. The greenery, the trees, the little cottages. I mean, you drive down those little roads. It's absolutely Harry Potter enchanting. It's really a beautiful, beautiful part of the world. I love it.
Boston looks more like Britain than anything. Boston's green, verdant green. Boston, round Boston, north of New York.
Yes, no, I've never been to Boston, though.
My friend James Jessup house was about 500 years old, and he, of course, remodeled it. And I was upstairs in the peaked roofed guest room, and he's got like a couple of hundred sheep that come there from another guy. He lets them eat his grass, pays them. And I thought how wonderful this was. I threw open the windows to get some beautiful English fresh air, and the stench of those sheep and their shit was not to be believed. I couldn't get it out of my nostrils. The scent. And I said to James, how do you live with those sheep out there? And he said, Ron, it's money. Because he rents the grass.
It just depends where you put your nostrils, doesn't it?
Oh no!
There you go.
I wanted,
So hang on. So Eileen said to tell John to shout out Jordan's new book. So I don't know who Jordan is.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, you must know Adam Ant.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, like one of the great British pop stars. Well, in the early days of the band, he's managed by this woman called Jordan. Jordan invented the punk look. She worked in Malcolm McLaren and Vivienne Westwood's shop in London, 75. Before punk even existed, she had the look. She was best friends with Adam. She was at Johnny Rotten's first audition for the Sex Pistols when there was 3 people in the room. She was friends with David Bowie, Andy Warhol. Amazing life, amazing iconic woman. She's just done a book and it's hilarious and it's a really cool book. Yeah, so big shout out to Jordan. That's cool, Eileen. Yeah.
Answer me a question and honestly. All right. Where did punk start? England or America? I never understood where it started.
Well, it's different versions, isn't it? I guess you could say chronologically sort of start in America if you go Stooges, but Stooges come from the Kinks, so it goes round and round in circles forever. But the British version is quite different from the American version. There's a big difference between the Sex Pistols and the Clash and all those kind of bands than there is from the Ramones. I mean, I love the Ramones, but the American bands were more kind of 50s rock and roll, played faster.
Right.
And the British bands were more anti-rock and roll. There's a subtle difference between the two. And the British bands the clothes are really important because in Britain it's all about clothes, isn't it? We're all the tradition of the dandy, mod culture. It's about dressing up. And American culture, generally, it's a generalization, is about dressing down.
Down.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
one more thing. What do you think about the Beatles? Overrated? Good PR, or what do you think they really were?
I think they were super talented. I think the thing is, you hear them too much because they're everywhere, and everyone tells you they're the most important band ever. It gets on your nerves. But if you step back a little bit and go, as a band, you just think that's a great band. It's not their fault. They're using a stick to beat every other band with.
But you don't think that the publicity that they got when they came here was what really launched them with their bangs? The long hair and how America really promoted them.
It was a massive hype, but they delivered on the hype because they had brilliant songs. They were, and their press conferences were great, weren't they? That first press conference with the American press went to completely crucify them, and because they were really cool and funny, they charmed the whole room full of these hard-bitten, cynical media hacks. They were good at what they did, weren't they? I mean, a lot of other bands have had loads of hype over the years. They haven't been able to deliver on it.
So let me do a little bragging for you. First of all, you guys, besides being the lead singer of the Membranes, John Robb is a very well-known music journalist. He writes for and he runs Louder Than War, which is one of the biggest entertainment music magazines in the world. And he's written a shit pot of books. And a lot of them have to do with your question.
It's not a shit pot; it's a shit load.
So books.
No, I'm liking shit pot. I think shit pot of books is a great.
He wrote
expression.
a shit pot of books. he wrote a book, you guys, and this is just some of them because I don't think I got all of them. Hang on, wait. No, I'm in the middle of what I'm talking about. God,
see how mean he is.
Stone Roses. Okay, so he wrote.
I'm divorcing him.
No, let me finish. I don't interrupt your things.
I
did not. It's my turn to ask a question. All right, so he wrote Stone Roses and the Resurrection of British Pop, Punk Rock and Oral History, Death to Trad Rock, which I don't even know what the fuck that is. What is Trad Rock?
Just blokes playing guitars forever and ever, the same bleeding 12-bar riffs. There's a phase of time after punk rock, of course, when everybody tried to do the opposite. And of course, nobody likes that kind of music. It's a very small scene because people tend to prefer to embrace trad rock, don't they? People don't like anything that's different. That's why we're stuffed every record we put out. Nobody ever understands what we're trying to do.
Oh, got it. All right, The North Will Rise Again, Manchester Music City from 1976 to 1996. And then this one, I love the title, The 90s. What the fuck was that all about? What a great book title. So
Yeah. I should have called it what the fuck was that shit pot about, shouldn't I?
Yeah. Well, see, now you've got a new word.
I'm telling you what, you have to play with this word. Toy with it. Yeah, so toy with the shit pot. Yeah.
I Googled you to see what...
How dare you?
And I wanted to see what kind of shit came up. And one thing that I read is that you are the person who coined the word Britpop. Is that real?
Yep. About 8 years before it even became a term. Yeah, it was about 1987. I first started using that term in a British newspaper called Sounds, and it percolated around the music press for years, and eventually with the music scene in 1994. Yeah, I love because it's always a little game. It's a game in the music press to make up words, to see if they would stick, and that one stuck.
So you've got a new one, shitpot.
Shitpot. I'm gonna try. Yeah,
that's not a new word, shitpot. 100 years ago, when they had toilets out in the yard, it was freezing winter, and people couldn't go out in the yard to go to the bathroom. So underneath your bed was a chamber pot. Us in America, we called it a shit pot.
I didn't even know that.
My mother used to call me a shit pot a lot when I was bad.
I also read.
Do you know where the word blowjob comes from?
No, where?
No, where? I thought
it means, I didn't know this till the other day, but it means below job. So prostitutes would ask people on the streets, "Do you want a below job?"
Oh, below job.
Below job, yeah. Because for years, it confused people. Young people for years were just blowing, weren't they? Thinking this must work. So it doesn't make any sense at all, does it? But when you know it's a below job, it's a lot.
Oh, I like that.
I like that
too. I'm here purely to educate you. Yeah.
Oh, I'm just so hungry for knowledge.
I also read though that you're the first journalist to interview Nirvana. Is that true?
Correct. Yeah, I did it on the phone. I phoned Kurt Cobain's mum's house. Still got the phone number somewhere in a book. I don't think she lives there anymore. And I can remember her calling him down the stairs to do the interview. Kurt, there's somebody on the telephone. It's kind of weird. And when you think about it now, the whole story and how it all panned out and things, yep, it was me. There's a book came out of all their interviews in a row, all the key interviews, and I didn't even realise that was the first one in it. And I wrote to the author, said, surely somebody in Washington State or Seattle would have interviewed them before I did. He said, no, you were the first one. It's weird, isn't it?
It's weird. It's also like a cool bragging right thing because Nirvana is like such an influential band.
Oh, yeah, massive.
Fucking awesome, massive band.
Well, 6 months later, we went to interview them in New York. We got flown out there, and we spent 3 days staying with them in a tiny little flat in Alphabet City with them and another band called Tad. 14 of us in a tiny room in a heat wave in New York. God, that room was hot and smelly. And they played played 2 gigs as a 4-piece band, playing to 10 people in a room, and it's with a different drummer, different guitar player. They trashed all the gigs. It's one of the best gigs I've ever seen in my life. But they seem like a really great band that was going nowhere. A year later, they're the biggest band in the world. Yeah, it gives. It's a very heartwarming story, isn't it? That, don't you think? It gives hope to all musicians. Yeah, somebody might understand one day, might buy your records.
Yeah. Now listen, are you married?
Yeah, in a sense, yeah.
What do you mean in a sense? You're legally married?
No, not hanging around in a church.
Good, because Eileen Shapiro's looking for a punk rock boyfriend. She just got rid of one in England. She had one in England, but he wasn't punk rock. He just couldn't sing well. He just was not a good anything. But anyway, she's looking for a new guy. So
Eileen
you're very handsome.
Eileen. We love Eileen. Eileen's fantastic. Yeah, she's a powerhouse. Yeah.
That's right.
She also wrote.
If her torpedoes ever exploded, she'd devastate London.
She said that you've interviewed every punk group known to man, and it figures that you would know Below Job. She's like, it figures that he knows that.
She doesn't know anything about that.
Oh, now she's going to use that on every gay person in Fire Island this summer. Watch. It's going to be the Fire Island password. Below Job. you doing on the
I'm
phone?
showing you. Look how good he looks.
He's handsome.
Yeah.
He's
with
a good.
light.
It's a, Eileen, go after
I'm
this.
showing the picture that I put on the promo we used for you because you look like such a freaking
cool.
rock star. It's like the
Yeah.
greatest picture ever.
Eileen, next time you go to England,
I am
go
a
to
rock star.
Manchester.
Yeah, I mean, I know you are, but you are one and you look like one, which is cool. And you're right though. The British rock stars and British musicians and entertainers dress way better than American ones do.
Oh,
And
no,
I
not
think-
bad. We just it's different, isn't it? We dress up, Americans dress down. Americans look great dressed down. It's just Americans have layers, don't they? You can wear 2 t-shirts and a shirt on top of a pair of jeans. Americans do that very well. We try and do it, it never works. But if we wear suits like pinstripes, here we go. That's our thing, isn't it? It's always been good. We're like the bowler hat and the umbrella. It's the dandies, the tradition of the dandy. That's British culture.
Yeah, but it's called show business, and you're supposed to show off in show business. Now, getting back to Eileen,
It's all about. It always goes back to Ireland.
She says she knows his significant other, and she's great.
oh, okay. Well, if ever the significant
Nice.
other takes a powder with somebody else, call Eileen. She's looking for a rock star boyfriend.
They also want to know. Everybody wants to know who made your GIF or whatever for your Twitter header because your Twitter header is so cool. You guys, his Twitter is @JohnRobb77, JOHNROBB77. But they
There's
all
a girl from Australia said that years ago. Yeah, she just randomly. I didn't know her. Just sent a drawing. It's a great drawing. I like all the little letters coming out my hair. It's like a journalist. The words and the letters are coming out your head. Yeah, the hair's trapping them all.
You know who he reminds me of? Our friend from England, Justin. Doesn't he sound like him? He has the same energy.
Who?
Justin Prince.
Oh, Jason Prince.
Justin. Jason. Do you know Jason Prince?
No, what does he do?
He's a famous rock and roll guy.
No, he's a
and
DJ.
He's
a DJ and a female impersonator now.
He's wild. And you sound like him also, and he has your energy. He was in California a couple of weeks ago, and we met him. And my God, all night long he didn't stop. He was funny guy, terrific guy. I got to tell you, the English people, a lot of people say, "Oh, they're oatmeal." Maybe some, but not all. I mean, I know some English.
What does that mean?
Oatmeal means beige, boring, and like tasteless.
No, I love them all. Everybody who we have on our show is fabulous, and our chat room's fabulous.
It's the truth. We've got the best of England always on our show.
I'm liking that term, though, oatmeal. I'm into that. That's 2 new words I've got.
You know,
we did a trade-off, mate. You know about blowjobs, and I've got oatmeal. You look like oatmeal and a shit pot. Yeah.
No,
yeah,
but
you got new.
You've met oatmeal people that look at you and say, "Oh, that's music. Excuse me, I must go."
Yeah.
I have to go
All
to
the time. Yeah.
Oh, fucking funny.
We had to spend years growing up in punk rock with people trying to beat you up for not wearing oatmeal outfits.
Exactly.
There you go.
Oatmeal clothes.
Eileen says you're going to meet Jason in November at the Adam Ant concert.
You're gonna love him. He's wild, funny guy, funny guy.
Okay, that's cool.
I like him a lot.
Let's do some. We got to do some like little promo stuff. So you guys listen up. First of all, follow John Robb on Twitter @JohnRobb77. The Membranes website is www.themembranes.co.uk. The Facebook is facebook.com/themembranes. Louder Than War is louderthanwar. Is it louderthanwar.co.uk or louderthanwar.com?
.com.
Okay, louderthanwar.com. You guys.
Louderthanwar.com.
Great magazine. What do you got coming? You got shows or anything coming up that we can promote?
Yeah, we've got a bunch of shows. We're doing a big one in Manchester on June the 8th at the Ritz. We're doing a tour. We're playing Mexico, actually. That's near to you, isn't it? Only 2 hours on the plane from LA. Doing a festival in Mexico City in May 16th weekend. Yeah. I've never been to Mexico. That'd be pretty good fun. The Mexicans love their music.
Anything going on in LA?
No, we're just doing that show because these days it's a nightmare getting to America with visas. Yeah, you don't know about how hard it is for British bands to get into America. It's £5,000 just to get ourselves allowed into America.
Are you kidding?
That's
kind of crap? What's that all about? What do you now? You got to listen. What are you talking about? You have to pay £5,000 to come to our country for what reason?
To get a visa. To be allowed to perform in America, a work permit visa, you have to pay £5,000.
Oh, that's bullshit. I'm going to call Donald Trump and tell him to get rid of that law.
You don't care about us. It's a financial wall that you need to build the wall. They've got that one we can't afford to get in. I mean, Canada's free.
I can't believe that. Now,
That's how it is,
5,000.
yeah.
Tell our listeners, 5,000 pounds in American dollars is.
It's about the same now. It's about one to one. The close. It's about $5,500 or something, isn't it?
I think
America.
that's disgusting. That shouldn't
American
be.
That's
bands
what
come to the UK. It's £30 for an American band to come to England.
30
5,000 for us to go to America. That's where we are. That's where we sit in the empire these days.
I got to write about this on Facebook.
Yeah, it's terrible. I think it's terrible, and that's
This
we have a lot of musicians who come here that we know that are friends of ours, and they just come as a vacation one. They don't bring any instruments, and then they get here and they borrow instruments, so that way they don't.
Yeah, you could do that, but what they do is when you get to the airport, they Google you on laptops now, and if all your gigs are listed in America, you get banned from America for 10 years. So you have to be careful.
Oh, wow.
I think this is a form of communism. I don't like this. I am going to write about it on Facebook tomorrow and start a stir. I'm going to make trouble. I mean, we can't do this to foreign people that want to come and entertain us. Jesus Christ, we're Americans. We have a right to who comes here. Who the hell is the government to say who should come and who has to pay? That's nonsense. I'm furious.
I mean, actually, ironically, if you were to play in China, a communist country, I think it's only about £100 for a visa.
Who the hell wants to play a communist country? I mean, this is like a communist country now with that kind of $5,000. I think it's terrible. You know, music is art, and there should never be a tax or a
That's why only the really big groups come here, because they can afford to pay.
Yeah.
Music is art, and we should allow art to come to our country for free whenever it wants.
Well, I don't mind. I'm happy to pay tax, keep the National Health Service going. That's cool. If you make the money, put your hand in the pocket and pay for everyone else, you know. But like, once you paid your 5,000 quid to go to America, you haven't got any money left.
You're right.
And they give you the visas so late, you have to cancel half your tour anyway.
That's terrible.
This has got to be addressed. Everybody out there listening, get mad. Do something about this. Squawk. Say something. Pass the word around. This has got to go.
In the chat room, they want to know about the new album. Where do they get it? When do they get it? And all those kinds of things.
Yeah, it's coming out in June, and it's a double album. What Nature Gives, Nature Takes Away. It's kind of on a little theme of nature this time. The last one was about space, so we come close to home. Yeah, it's got a choir on it. You can go if you go to the Louder Than War shop online. We got some pre-order copies. We got one that's a gatefold sleeve, and you can open it up, and the back pops out like a pop-up book. Yeah, so we've had some fun with it. Also, I designed. So you know the song you just played, "A Strange Perfume." We put it out as a perfume. It's going to come out as a proper perfume, distributed by Lush. You know the cosmetics company. It's in America and everything. You know, smelly shop is everywhere. They're releasing a membranes perfume called "A Strange Perfume."
I love it. All right, everybody. So follow John Robb, you guys, on Twitter at JohnRobb77. Check out the membranes.co.uk. Check out louderthanwar.com. Can't wait for the album to come out. We'll bring you back. It's always a pleasure. We want to thank you for coming on the show, and we always enjoy it.
Yeah, come back again. And I'm so sorry that my country is doing this to you with the 5,000. Here's what we could do. We could book you silently somewhere in L.A. and not tell anybody. And then you could sneak in the country, like go to Mexico and jump the wall with the rest of the people. Bring your instruments with you and play. Or I can call my best friend who I hang out with, Donald Trump, and I could tell Donald Trump, why don't you charge all the illegal aliens that come over the wall $5,000 to come here? Not just the English bands. I think it's horrible, disgusting, un-American. I'm furious. Please come to my country, and I apologize for the money hungry.
Yeah, well, that's the problem with America.
People that run our country.
The people that run your country are un-American. They don't capture the spirit of the country. They can do optimistic, forward-thinking people I meet in America are not represented by the people that run your country, innit? Which is a tragedy, innit? But yeah.
I've traveled around this country in my 58 years in this business, and I have been to some of the places where the so-called government people live. They have the biggest, the best cars, the most magnificent homes, swimming pools, trips. Their women, their wives have 5,000 carat diamonds. I mean, they spend our money lavishly on themselves. They live beyond belief. Nobody in America understands that. We don't know how well. They all yell at Donald Trump because he's a multimillionaire. He's got shit compared to half of the people that run this country. Anyway, sorry. Come anyway. Come anyway.
We want you to come back too. We're gonna have you back. Everybody in the chat room loves you, and we'll see you soon, John. Thank you.
And I love
See you, chat room.
Bye.
Come back.
See you guys. Okay.
Come back, friend.
Bye.
Come back.
All right.
Take care, buddy. Take care.
Yeah.
I think that's horrible news. It really put me in a bad mood.
That's okay.
No, it sinks, Jimmy. To charge those performers $5,000 just to let them in the... Oh, look like a fat slob. Oh, my God. I hate this fucking camera. This camera is a piece of shit. Oh, my God.
We got to go back further because your head's chopped off.
No, but my leg will come off. We have to get a different camera.
Anyway,
this camera makes you look like a horse.
Here's what we're going to do, you guys, because I've got some songs I want to play for people. First of all, just to get us revved up for our next interview that doesn't take place for 20 minutes, actually in 15 minutes, we're going to play CeCe Peniston's biggest hit. And the name of the song is Finally. Everybody knows it. Everybody, I mean, if you don't know this song, you're definitely
you're dead.
There's something wrong with you.
Lay
it's such
down,
a huge song.
lay down, turn blue, and go away. You're dead.
So we're gonna play it for everybody. You guys got Finally ready?
Yes, I'm gonna dance.
So we'll do it on Enjoy again. Is that okay, Scott and Danielle?
Oh,
Yes.
we're talking about Finally, right? Finally.
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 All right, everybody. So our next guest, who we're going to be calling in about 15 minutes, is CeCe Peniston. She is a superstar. This is one of the biggest hits ever in the history of music. It's a fabulous, fabulous song. I hope you guys like it. This is Finally by CeCe Peniston. Enjoy.
It
All right.
ended
We're
awfully.
live. We're good. We're good, guys. We're back. We're
Hey,
back.
everybody. So that was Finally by CeCe Peniston. We're going to be calling her in 10 minutes. She's like a freaking superstar. I did a little test Skype with her yesterday. She's nice as could be.
And I just finished dancing to Finally. Yay, yay, yay.
And actually, we want to thank Eileen Shapiro, because Eileen Shapiro actually got us the hookup. She interviewed CeCe for Get Out magazine, and then she introduced us to get her on the show. So thank you, Eileen.
Thank you, Eileen. I shall rub your breasts when I see you in thankness. I shall massage your enormous knockers for you.
I love it.
It must hurt those big boobs. She's got the biggest chest in the world. And I mean, I know women with big chests, and they all have bra marks in their shoulders. She doesn't have that. I think she's got springs under her boobs, hydraulic lifters.
Actually, Dave Hughes from Stars Now UK also said he met CeCe when she was touring with the David Guest Soul Show in the UK a few years back. And I met CeCe a bazillion years ago.
I never met CeCe, and I love her, and I want to meet her, and I'm so excited. I can't wait.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So before we call CeCe, you guys, we're going to play one other song I want everybody to hear. Eileen and I are now working with PM Dawn. You guys know them. They're one of the top 100 influential hip-hop bands of all time. And they got a brand new single. It just came out. The name of the song is called You. And it's by PM Dawn, and I think both of our engineers have it, right, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
So we'll do Enjoy again. Today will be the Enjoy day that we hit play. How's that? Which they didn't respond.
That's because they're doing dirty.
We're going on Enjoy.
Okay, we're going on Enjoy. All right, everybody. So, and Eileen says that she loves CeCe, and John said he loves us, and he had a great time. Yay. John Robbs rocks. All right, everybody. So now, this is the brand new single. It's entitled You by hip-hop legends PM Dawn. Enjoy.
All right, we're back live.
Hey, everybody. So that was PM Dawn. They're back with the brand new single, You. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Everybody in the chat room seems to like it. Ron liked the beat.
It's a good song. Wow.
Eileen said Ron should sing this. Ron, I think you should sing this, Jimmy.
I should sing to Jimmy?
I don't know, the You song. It's called You.
You are a mother lover. You thought I was going to say a dirty word?
So we got 5 minutes. You want to ask Danielle about her cop or no?
Yes. People want to know. People write in our chat room and they say, that little tramp who's having sex with that married cop. We want to hear every dirty detail.
Is he married?
No.
He's not married.
Oh, I thought he was. Let him be married. It makes it juicier.
He's not married.
Make believe.
Oh, he's
Make believe he has a 12-inch penis too. Married with a 12-inch penis, and we'll have really high ratings. Anyway, Danielle, when was the last time you saw your police officer?
It's been a couple of weeks. I was out of town last week, so.
Oh, so
Where'd you go?
I went to Virginia. I had court.
Uh-oh.
So now you have a dry poussey.
Yeah. No, it was for my friend to help him get custody of his kid back from his cuckoo pants of an ex-girlfriend.
Oh my gosh, that's always a hassle.
Such trashy people in the world today.
But no, I'll probably see him Friday at the bar that we go to on Fridays if he's not working, and we'll set something up.
Did you give him a quick in the car parking lot scene?
No.
What about the bathroom?
That's Jimmy's favorite working area.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I hooked up with somebody in that parking lot, but.
So now tell me about him sexually. I mean, does he do everything that a man should do?
Yes.
And does he do it correctly?
Yes.
And does it make you happy?
Pointers.
Give his number to Eileen.
Does he read you your rights beforehand?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You guys ever play like policeman? Like you pretend
Dress
like
up.
you're driving down the road and he pulls you over, and then he's like, I won't give you a ticket if you give me a below job.
A below job. Below.
A below job. I love that.
I love the below job.
We live like away from each other. And like one time I was on my way home from work and I see the blue lights and I'm like, for once I'm not speeding, so I don't understand. My tag's fine. And he pulls me over and it's dark. I don't see him. And I roll down my window and I was like, yes, officer. He's like, hi, how are you? I was like, why did you pull me over? It's like, it's a slow night. I'm bored. I was like, how did you even know it was me? He's like, your army sticker and your car. So there's not too many people with an army sticker in the same car that you drive. I was like, yeah, that's true. I was like,
did he give you a sobriety test and put that thing in your mouth and make you blow into it?
No, he already knows my skills. He doesn't need to, I need to demonstrate something like that. He already knows.
Poor Scott, we're corrupting his married mind.
All right, so you're talking about field sobriety tests. I'm just curious if he was giving her like any kind of body cavity searches yet.
He has given them to her, just not when he pulled her over.
He's been in the grand cavity many times.
I mean, the uniform is a must. Like I tell him all the time, I don't care if you're on duty or not. The uniform has to be a thing.
So now, does he tell you he loves you?
No, no, ew, hell, no.
No, it's a sex thing.
I know, but sometimes they lie. Mostly they lie. They usually lie when they're coming. I love you as they're coming. And it sounds like this.
If he said those words, I would probably stop and be like, well, this is nice. You gotta go.
Yeah, he just wrecked the whole thing. If he did that, he would ruin it.
It's hardcore. I had a friend of mine. He used to pick up guys all over the world. And he said to me, as long as they don't speak to me, they're sexy. But the minute they start giving me conversation, he said, I'd walk away. I'm not interested. And I never understood that because I was a complete opposite. Ron
likes romance.
I would meet people and date them for a while before I went to bed with them. I didn't go the first night. I had to know them and like something about them to turn me on.
Me and the cop have been friends for a while. And I got drunk one night at the bar and I kind of just made the first move, and that's just what it was.
I love it when girls make the move. That's good.
What do you know about girls?
Huh? I've dated girls.
100 years ago.
Doesn't matter, 100 years ago.
When you were confused.
I was confused, but... All right, so we got to get ready to call our guest. Does she look like she's online?
CeCe is waiting. She just messaged us.
All right, let's call her. First of all, you guys, we're going to play a song. This is her brand new single. This is CeCe Peniston's single. We'll do it on Enjoy again, you guys, okay?
Yay, and it's a good song.
CeCe Peniston's brand new single just came out. The name of the song is Are You Ready? Enjoy!
Are you ready?
Thank you. I love those guys. And
all right, guys, we are live right now.
All right, everybody. Hello. CeCe, just say something to make sure everybody can hear you.
Hello. Hey, everybody. How you doing?
All right, now we're going to do a formal introduction. All right, everybody. So now... we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, 9-time Billboard charting phenomenal artist who is so freaking gorgeous you can't even stand it. We want to welcome CeCe Peniston. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me.
We're going to introduce you to everybody, starting off with my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell, who's like bursting up by the seams.
Hey. I'm sending them
I
back.
want to kiss you in person on the cheek and thank you for all the joy you brought me with Finally. Dancing to it forever out at the Hamptons, all over New York City. In LA, I have danced to that song. All my friends love it. We love you. You are fabulous. You got a great voice. And your new song is absolutely fabulous.
Thank you. I love those guys. And thanks so much for the love. And I always thanks just everybody who has supported me through the years, the LGBTQ community, LGBT. Like, you know, the girls have definitely supported me and loved me. And I'm so thankful. I can't tell you. And I'm so glad you like the new single. And it's funny because they sent it to my brother. My brother's my manager. And I was like, I'm in love with it. When are we going to do it? Let's go now.
Absolutely.
You know, so I'm in love. So I'm so glad you love it like I do.
Let me introduce you to the rest of the team.
I just want to say something on that. You have a unique voice. You have a voice that's different than most. And I think it's the voice with the combination of the good music that clicks the song into great. Some people just don't have the voice and the music that matches. But your voice matches your music. Don't ever change it. See, even your new song has a finally somewhere in there. I hear it.
I always try to put like little things. Like, the one thing I noticed about Finally is it has like several different hooks. It had the right, and then it had the finally, right. So
oh my God, I love that.
But that's what we. That's what we love about you. When you hit those notes, you turn us crazy. And in the new song, you're doing the same thing. So you're a smart performer because you're not doing finally, but you're giving us a new idea of what you're doing. And it's really going to be a great song. And it's going to be a big, big one, I can tell. Yeah, I can tell. Wait, just let me give it a couple of minutes. You have it, Jim.
No, I have to introduce people. We're not ready to go into the interview.
He yells
yet.
We're married. He yells at me all the time.
He's so excited because he doesn't let us. He doesn't because we have a normal intro.
Quick story. I met Kathy Sledge years ago, and I'm screaming in the room, Jimmy, get over here! Look who I just met, Jimmy! And it was Kathy. I fell madly in love with Kathy Sledge because We Are Family is our gay. Our anthem. And I love Kathy Sledge, and I do love you, CeCe, because Finally has become such a song for us gay people. It's a beautiful song, and I thank you again. I hate being the way I am. I'm like a kid. You know, I've interviewed Jane Russell, a bunch of Lauren Bacall, the biggest movie stars in the world.
He doesn't get
and I don't get
excited.
And I don't get excited.
We've done about 560 interviews since we've been together. And you and Kathy Sledge are the two that he's like the most excited.
Wait. I got one more I got to meet is my Patti LaBelle.
Yeah, he needs Patti LaBelle. And that'll make his life.
That is my heroette. I love Patti LaBelle and her music.
That's my girl. And I also love Kathy too. Kathy's such a sweetheart. I mean, great performer, amazing on stage, always gives a great show. And Patty's my girl. Like, I always was like, hey, when I got into the business, I was like, I love her. And it's funny because she was one of the first people that I met when I got into the business. We were actually getting ready to do the Soul Train Awards. It was me and her and Luther Vandross. And they were like, hey, Patty's, you get ready to meet Patty. I was like, man, I love her. Because she's just so impromptu. The stuff will happen, like her pantyhose was running up her legs. She was like, oh, honey, my pantyhose is just running up my legs. And some guy was centipeding on the stage and all kind of stuff was happening. And I was like, oh, I love her. She just let stuff happen spontaneously.
Hang on 1 second. Do you have like the show playing in the background? Because they're sending me a message that they hear a funny noise. Do you have the show playing in your background?
No, I have a TV on. Do I need to turn it off?
Oh, turn it off because we can hear something. They said they hear something that's interfering.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on.
Live television, everybody. We're on there with CeCe Peniston. CeCe Peniston. You gotta like. I do hear stuff in the background though.
Can you hear it now?
I know. I can hear the show in the background. You know when you hit
No,
something.
now it's better.
Right.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on. That's really
Scott,
weird.
tell her what she needs to do.
CeCe, when you got up, we
We're good
saw
now.
your
We're good now.
boobs.
We're
Okay, we're good.
Yep.
When
You said when I got up, you saw what?
your boobs and your butt. You got a body, baby. You got a body. Woo! Nature was very generous with you, my sweet.
That's so funny. And you know what's funny is I'm on a fitness journey right now. In 2014, a lot of people don't know this, but I did an NPC bodybuilding competition. And I competed just as CeCe Peniston because I was like, I want them to just judge me, not knowing that it was CeCe Peniston just entering the contest. Like I did the work for like 6 months. So hence we are back in 2019. I'm on another fitness journey, and I'm not going to tell exactly what I'm going to be doing, but I will tell people that if they keep watching, they'll get a couple of surprises, especially in September.
There you go.
I don't want to give it all away because then it's no fun.
Give us a little
Hold
more.
on. We got to finish. Hold on. So we want to introduce you to the team behind the scenes that you don't see. We have our videographer is in Philadelphia. His name is Scott. So say hi to Scott.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, CeCe, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Oh, come on now. How you doing, Scott?
Yes, right on.
And then in Florida, in Wellington, Florida, we've got Danielle. Danielle, say hey to CeCe. Danielle.
I think she's with the cop making it.
Hi, Danielle.
I don't know what happened to her. She's like, maybe she's the reason why we hear the stuff in the background.
CeCe.
Oh, it's
CeCe.
okay. Yes, baby.
CeCe. New York, right?
Yes, April
Because
11th.
I can hear how you doing. Only New
No,
York.
she's not from New York.
She's got to be.
She's from Arizona or someplace.
But you know what's funny? My mother and father are both. So my dad was from Hackensack, New Jersey, and my mother was from the Bedford-Stuyvesant area, Brooklyn. So it's like,
Hey, Brooklyn.
Hey, you know, just by default, y'all know I'm in. Look, that's it.
Yeah, because nobody but a New Yorker says, how you doing? We say,
How you
hi, not doing.
Yeah.
Say, how you doing? And that's such music to my ears. You're just music to my ears. Now, tell me about you. Are you married? Are you seeing a boyfriend?
I'm single right now. I'm looking for a good man.
That's
I'm
hard.
looking.
That's
I'm
hard
gonna
to
let him find
believe.
me. I'm gonna let him find me because you know when the man chooses you, then it's different. You can't choose him. He's got to choose you and be like, "Hey, we go together now."
Now, wait a minute. Now, wait a
I
minute.
love that.
Now, CeCe, don't bullshit me.
I'm not.
Wait, you've got to have 5,000 guys after you. With that body, who you are, give me a break.
So I talk to friends and I date here and there, but I don't have a boyfriend. I don't have someone that says, "Hey, I'm putting you on lockdown now. I'm feeling you like that." And so, you know how it goes in this big old world. And then I travel a lot. So, you know, some guys, they don't like that you travel like that. They're like, "I want you."
Well, if I were not 78 and if I were not gay, I would marry you in a second and have you just sing to me for the rest of my life. You
See,
don't
that's
even
how
have
I
to.
get out of trouble.
No, really. I would have you sing my breakfast to me, when we were in the car driving somewhere. I would just have you sing till you have laryngitis. But anyway, now.
Hang on. I got a couple things we got to do first.
Go.
All right, so first off, we have a chat room with like a zillion countries in it. So please say hi to, and Eileen's in the chat room, so say hi to Eileen.
Hi, Eileen. Well, how you doing, girlfriend?
There you go. And then we have this fabulous fan of the show, friend of the show, who also is helping us build websites and promote stuff. She's the most fabulous woman on the planet. Her name's B. Claudia, and she's in Germany. Say hi to B. Claudia.
Hi, B. Claudia.
There you go. And then we went to Rock Against MS in L.A. on Saturday night. There was all these like rock stars, and Tiffany and all these great people were there, and we had a blast. And when we were there, I met this guy who somehow was affiliated with MC Hammer. I'm not sure, but anyway, he was like taking pictures, and he saw a picture of the promo on my phone that you were coming on the show.
Oh, I love him. I wanted his jacket.
And he saw a picture, and he's like, "You have CeCe Peniston coming on the show?" He's like, "I love her, but I have a friend," he said, "who is the #1 CeCe Peniston fan." And now I don't even know this guy.
Right.
And he
he's
said,
watching.
He said, "Could you please get CeCe to say hello to him?" And so what I did, and I totally forgot about it, but he texted me 10 minutes before the show and said, "Please don't forget, because he's going to be watching." So his name is Egypt Thompson. Can you just say hi to Egypt Thompson?
Yes, hi, Egypt. Of course I do.
Oh, you know him?
Yes, I know Egypt.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, then he's going to be happy, and that way I kept my word. So he's like all happy with the whole thing. Now I'm going to do a little bragging for you.
Meanwhile, the guy that did the referral is a handsome black guy. I don't know if he's gay, but you should know. And
You set me up.
No, wait a minute. Oh, he's good looking, and what a style. He had rhinestone shoes on, this gorgeous brocaded jacket. I mean, he looked ace. He looked so good. I wanted to rob his jacket. Anyway, I don't know, but he was.
So hang on, we're gonna do some.
looking.
Let me before we talk, I want to do some bragging for you. All right, everybody. So first of all, CeCe is on Twitter. You guys, you can follow her at CeCe_Peniston, PENISTON. Her website is CeCePeniston.com, where you can find everything. She's got everything on her website. It's fabulous. Her new single is Are You Ready? She has 5 #1 hits within 3 years. She's got 9 hits that made the Billboard Top 100.
Yay!
The hits, so everybody knows. Finally, Keep On Walking, We Got a Love Thing, I'm in the Mood, I'm Not Over You, Moving On, Hit by Love, Inside That I Cried, Crazy Love. I love the ballad Sick that you did. We played it on the show because I'm a big fan. So I love that ballad. And last week we played Jocelyn Brown, Somebody Else's Guy, and I didn't know you were even coming on last week. And I played it, and I said, this is like one of my favorite all-time songs. And then when I found out you were coming on the show, I went on your Spotify, and you did a cover of Somebody Else's Guy, which is like almost better than the original. And I've streamed it 1,000 times this week on Spotify. You got like 1,000 streams just from me.
She's talented.
It's like
Jimmy.
the greatest, but your cover version of that is so phenomenal that it's not even funny. Now, Ron's going to kill me if I don't let him talk, so I'm going to let him talk.
I'm busting it. Where do you live?
I live in Litchfield, Arizona. I live in Arizona, AZ, off the grid.
I'm going to be in Arizona the beginning of May. I'm in a film. I'm making a movie where I play. I don't want to say what I play. I play a bunch of crazy people. I would love to meet you one day and have lunch, dinner with you, whatever. But anyway, getting off that.
So I'll get them from Eileen, and we'll work that out.
Here's the question I've been dying to ask you since I knew you were coming on. How and why and where did you get Finally?
So I was in college at the time. I didn't have a man. I was in chemistry class, obviously not paying attention. I'm like, I'm getting ready to go sing. I'm not going to study down. So I did get my degree from junior college. But however, that wasn't one of my favorite classes. So I said, I'm going to write some poetry. So I was like, okay, well, what would I write about? I said, well, I don't have a man. What would I say if I met him? And I said, finally. I said, well, what does he look like? I was like, brown cocoa skin and curly black hair. And I had this whole little thing. And the funny thing is I found the man after I wrote the song, my first husband.
Now, where'd you get the music from?
You know what? I had come up with this melody line in my head, right? And then I talked to my boy Wax, and I was like, hey, Wax, I have this idea. He was like, bet. So he came up with the bass line, and then Arcade came up with the chords. So then they did a remix that David Morales did, and so that's why you hear the one with the deep bass, the don't. So Felipe and Arcade did that mix, and then you hear the don't. So it was Eric Kupper and David Morales did that remix. So there was few that people heard.
What made Finally so outstanding was it was a whole new sound. Nobody ever did a Finally sound. Because I'm a dancer, so I dance the clubs all over the world. There was a part of your music where it stops, and then it gives you the beat, and that's where you picked it up, and you were able to go insane and scream and yell like I used to do.
Oh my God, he's so crazy.
Let me just tell you a funny story. So the part where I go, right? I was in the studio and I had forgotten the words, and I was like, and Manny was like, what? He was like, boop, boop, I want to hear that like 7 more times. So that's how that thing came out. It became this thing that when I would forget words, not even on my own song, I was doing somebody else's song, I would just kind of do that. And they were like, oh, this is the signature thing that she has. And they kept it. And so that's why now, like, people hear that little thing come on along with the chorus and they go, there's CeCe. you know?
Okay. Now, did you also learn to sing in church? Because Johnny Mathis and a few of my other friends all were church kids, and they used to sing in the I guess choir at church, like Aretha Franklin and Patti LaBelle and Johnny Mathis, all those people. Did you do that?
Yes, definitely. In fact, you know, I had the kind of mom, like, you couldn't, like, go out, like as we got older, like, we were the type that we had to have our clothes laid out, like, the night before church. And, you know, how you try to go out, like, as you get older and go to the club, it's like, oh, no. You're going to get up, and you're going to be in church, and you're like, and she's like, oh, no. And she's in the choir stand like this, like, like, snapping her fingers at us, like, you better get it together in the house right now. But my mom was cool. The thing I loved about her is she would let us be us, but at the same time, she had that background. So I always say, hey, I'm God's child. And I feel like that is the reason why I have been so protected over all these years and been blessed to do what I love to do. So, yeah. Definitely.
You were a beauty queen too, right? Because I read someplace you were.
Look at her.
No, I mean, but a real, like, were you like
look at the teeth.
Were you like a pageant girl or anything?
Look at the smile.
Thank you. You know, I was Miss Black Arizona 1989, 1990. I did this Miss Galaxy pageant, and I had this thing in my head. They were like, well, you can do it, but we don't have the money to give it to you at the time, right? My parents at the time. And I said, I want to do this anyway. So I went around to the different people in the mall and said, hey, I'm doing this pageant. You know, can you guys sponsor me? And they were like, okay. So I had somebody sponsor my dress. I had somebody sponsor my shoes. I used to work at Kenny's Shoes before I got my record deal. I know it's funny that in Chess King, where they gave you the two suits and you got one for free.
Yes,
so I used to work there, right? At Kenny's Shoes, a funny story. We used to glue quarters down on the ground and watch people try to pick them up. But anyway, so people sponsored me for the pageants. I ended up doing the pageant and winning, and I felt like it really prepared me because it taught me how to be poised on stage and do interviews, stuff like that.
I think that's
you
fabulous.
did that so well. I had a question, but I laughed it out of my old brain.
I met you. I mean, a long time ago because I lived in Fort Lauderdale for 30 years, and it was a gay pride there, and it was in Fort Lauderdale, and there was a big convention, and they had like booths and everything, and I bought a RuPaul doll. This is before RuPaul was like super famous like he is now. I bought there's 3 of them, only 3 of them made or something like RuPaul's
And he dances on
dolls.
our show every now and then.
Yeah, every once in a while we bring him in.
Dance.
We bring him in. He's got a penis and everything underneath his shirt.
I love it.
Panties with a big penis.
But I actually met you, and you were so gracious, and that was when finally, was like at the top of the charts. And I do remember one thing about you being the fact that you were pretty young, because I don't know how old, maybe you were 21 or 22 when finally.
21. Yeah.
I remember thinking, because back then I hadn't met a lot of celebrities like I had now, and I remember thinking how gracious and nice you were as a celebrity being at the top of the charts, at a young age. You weren't all bitch. I know, but like they're not used to, though, when they first start out. Look at the ones today. We get people from reality TV shows who are nobody, and they're like so nasty, and they think that's so funable. And you had such great accomplishments. So I always have been a fan, because I've listened to all your music. Like I said, we were playing Sick. I love all your music, but the fact that that you're super nice now and you haven't changed and you've had so much success and at an early age, it made me always have so much respect and admiration for you as an artist because of that.
Question. You do not have to answer.
Thank you.
Angie B. You know
BNGB?
Yeah, of course.
She's a good friend of mine. I love her to pieces. And she wrote a song called Love, which Jimmy and she wrote it for us when we got married. It's our married song. And she made a lot of records and got screwed very badly financially.
You know what I think? Okay.
How did you do on Finally? You should be a multi-millionairess now from Finally.
So, okay, but I had to get the screwing first.
Okay.
I think that's called Welcome to the Music Business, and you don't know. And probably about 2.5 years ago, I really started investigating my catalog, and I found things about streaming like name misspellings, CeCe Peniston, Cecilia Peniston. I'm like, that's not my streaming name. I'm sorry, y'all hear the dog in the background, Gigi. She's a Chihuahua. She thinks she's running things up in here.
That's
she's
okay.
Loud.
That's fine.
But I went through like my catalog, and I did a deal with Finally where I redid the surgeons of like making things right and putting them back in the right place, like telling people about getting their neighboring rights, because Sound Exchange, and people don't know this, but Sound Exchange does not do the European market.
Right.
So you have to go through someone to get your neighboring rights. So when I talk to my artist friends, I'm like, hey, are you getting your neighboring rights? Are you doing blah, blah, blah? I'm the businesswoman. Besides trying to be cute half the time, I like to make sure that I feel like a lot of our 90s artists and 80s artists, their catalogs, everything's not set up right, bad contracts, bad different things. But I feel like there's definitely opportunity to make those things right. And those are the things that I've been doing. So in this moment, I'm living greatly, but I did go through that hard time. I had accountants steal my money, over $1 million from me. But what I can tell you it did for me is it made me a soldier. It made me stronger. It made me a soldier. I got some great poetry out of it. I don't take no shit now. You know, I feel like I'm a better businesswoman besides being a performer. So I thank God for the experience, even though in the time I was angry about it.
Well, now, when they did Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, did they steal Finally from you?
Well, I did notice, this is what I noticed. So if you look on the soundtrack, and this is something that I found, if you look on the soundtrack and you see the names of the songs, do you see Finally on there?
I'm gonna guess not, because you're saying
I don't know. You tell me.
It's been out since 1993, and so what I noticed is Overture and Finale, and I said, I know Finally's on here. So I looked and I said, oh, Overture and Finale is Finally.
Yes.
Which means that it's not under CeCe Peniston, which means I'm not getting my streaming, which means who is getting it, and I'm on top of it now, and let's just say I'm on top of it.
Okay, good for you.
Well,
I'm just saying those are the kind of things that I do late at night, is go through and find different name misspellings on iTunes. I have found 20 misspellings so far.
Well, let me tell you something.
Somebody else is putting it up as theirs.
Yeah, I know what they're doing. I really like the movie, and I have to say this, and I'm not blowing smoke up anybody's ass either. Finally, when those queens came out and did their little number with the thing with the wings and the dancing and the wig, but the music and the combination of the choreography made that movie fabulous. If they didn't have Finally in it, it would have been an okay film. Every gay person that I know, for Halloween, they were dressing up like that. And at the Halloween thing in Palm Springs, they played your music, Finally, and a bunch of queens came out dressed like they did in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Great movie.
No, but it's true. You should be paid for that multiple times, because that movie plays all the time. We just had a big thing here at our movie theater in Palm Springs. At what movie theater? I forgot the name of it, where they had your Priscilla playing. And
everybody dresses up like the queens in the movie.
And I went. And I was 77 at the time. And I couldn't help it. When you Finally came out, I stood up and started dancing. I mean, they thought I had a stroke or something. I was going to something, same Vitus dance or something. I just couldn't help it. I had to get up and dance.
We actually, though, know a lot of people who have been in this situation. We're very good friends with the girls from Expose.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know Expose. I mean, they would.
Yes, I do.
And they
Joy is a good friend of
Jimmy's.
Yeah,
I've been friends with her. She's been my friend Joy for like 20-something years.
And so has my Lily McLeod gotten screwed.
Yeah, I love Lily, because all through shows.
Lily's my angel. Lily's in Europe right now, knocking them dead, making mega bucks, and she's coming here to Palm Springs to my house, and I'm having a big dinner party for her. And she said to me, Ron,
we have to book you in Palm Springs, so that way we book there.
No, she's coming. Honey, I got
sweetheart. Let's go.
I got you already in the purple room. Forget about it.
We could book you in the purple room in a second.
You're here. Trust me, you're here. We
have to talk about that.
We just need to know when the opening is. I mean, gay men love you for two reasons. One, your voice is beautiful, your music's incredible. And the other is because you have the word penis in your name.
You know, I joke with people about that myself, and they're laughing at me because they're like, "Can you spell it?" And by the third time, I'm like, "It's just penis and then T-O-N." They're like, "Wait, what did you say?" It's a ton of it. I was like, "It's just a ton of it." They just start laughing at me because they don't expect that to come out my mouth. But I do want to tell you something about the Priscilla. I want to thank you for that and tell you that I actually had a chance to see it on Broadway myself. Me and my mom went in London and saw it, and as looking at it, I was like, now how did this little poem become this production, this thing? So, you know, I just love it. And like I told you, I just wanted to throw that in there. I love, you know, the gay community. Like, they give me so much love. And the boys, look, I got to have my girlfriends, because they do not play. I remember I was out with one of my girlfriends, right? And we were somewhere, and some guy was trying to talk to me. He's like, "Oh, honey, I have to see your eyes. This is my girl right here. This is my chick." He was like, I can't see your eyes. He was going off.
Well, we're gonna pull strings, and you are definitely purple. The Purple Room is the big nightclub here. I mean, all the big stars sing here. It's a beautiful nightclub, not cheap either. It's expensive, so it's a good class of people that go. It's not junk. But you have to do me a favor in return.
What's that?
And you have to let me cook dinner for you at our house.
You got it. I would love a good.
Oh no, you would love it.
That's a deal. That's a deal.
Because
I want to meet. I want to meet you. I want to meet you so much. Just like I wanted to meet my Kathy Sledge, who lived in the next town from us. She lived in Newtown. We lived in Doylestown at the time. And
she actually played. You played. What's the gay bar?
The three of you played.
No. What's the gay bar that we used to go to once in a while?
I forgot what it is. The one in
it's in New Hope. In New Hope, Pennsylvania.
Oh, you know what? I've done a couple of things there. Me and Kathy did. She was doing something with all of us ladies. It was a big thing that they did at the casino there at the Foxwood. It was me, Denise Williams, her, and Karen White, and it was great.
Yes,
Karen White's been on our show. I'm Karen White's publicist. And
I love her, and she is so pretty. I was like, she looks so beautiful. I saw her in, we were in Atlanta, and before I had seen her, I saw her at Kathy's things first, and then I saw her again in Atlanta, and I was like, dang, she looks so beautiful. So, now that girl can give a show now. Like, she gives the damn show. I love her too. So.
What about that, that I have a show with all of you guys? I mean, like, I would love to have you and Karen White and Lily McLeod.
My Lily, I love my
and Kathy Sledge and Denise Williams. Oh, holy shit! It would be like an orgasm.
I would like.
That would be great.
I would die and go to heaven. And then, of course, if you threw in the old bag, who's my age.
Who's the old bag your age?
LaBelle.
Oh, Patti LaBelle.
She's my age. She's 78 years old.
Like Ron is just dying to meet Patti LaBelle.
I love her. Like, I love you. I love her.
So who are some of your who are some of your favorite people that you've performed with?
Shaka Khan, love.
Oh my God, that would be awesome. Shaka Khan.
Oh my God, my funny Valentine. Shaka Khan's my funny Valentine. Nobody does it like Shaka Khan.
I love it. In fact, I did. It's funny. I did do a little dedication because I did a version of hers for Valentine's Day, and I had this red hair on, this red wig. I did it on my thing, but she is queen. I'm telling you, like, to hear her voice. Her inflections, like no one has inflections like her. The way that she does and turns her notes, no one has inflections like her. And I love her voice; is so powerful. I'm like, where are you getting all that power from, girl? Because we did a show out in Dallas together, and then Patti LaBelle, like I said, I love her. I was doing Soul Train Awards, so I love her. Andy sung great Fantasia. You straight gonna get?
Oh, I love Fantasia.
And Jennifer Hudson. I mean, the list could go on.
Have you performed with Jennifer Hudson?
Genuine.
I've met Genuine. Have you done a show with Jennifer Hudson?
You know what? I was actually at a show that she did. A friend of mine was an ambassador. He's a public speaker, Byron Garrett, and he does public speaking. He was doing an engagement that night, and Jennifer Hudson was the singer. And she was singing. She's like, la 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 la. She looked down. She said, "Hey girl, hey girl." I was like, "Hey girl." You know,
my God, that would be awesome.
I was a very young boy when I discovered Mary Wells, and you don't even know who she is.
Yes, I know she is. Yes, of course.
She's the queen of Motown. She started Motown. And I used to walk with a radio on my shoulder back in those days, a portable radio. This is back in 1958 or 9. And I remember people saying to me, and I won't use the word, but get that N off the radio.
Wow.
And that's what we had to deal with. The kids that loved all of the soul music and the Motown sound. And
Right.
I have been a fighter for Motown and Motown people, except for Diana Ross. I don't like her. Oh, she's not.
Well,
She's
why don't
not
you say
nice.
how you really feel?
He never pulls any punches.
No, she's not a nice. She's not a nice person. She thinks she's white and she's evil, and I don't like her. But anyway,
Actually, Eileen in the chat room says she interviewed Jennifer Hudson, and she also said she's going to meet you April 11th. Let's promote what you got going on April 11th.
Yes, definitely. I have Joe's Pub coming up out in New York City, and I can't wait to do that. That's coming up. My girl Dom Tom will be there with me. I have a DJ, so we're going to have some backgrounds. We're going to have the DJ and maybe some dancers. I don't know. We're working on that today to see, because I just want to make sure it's a full show. I also have the City Winery in D.C. coming up, which will be great. I have a show coming up in Africa. I have 2 shows in London.
Oh, how cool! Africa is cool.
you're working your ass off.
Yeah.
Have you
Heritage Show on national TV, the Cherry Blossom Parade on national TV. So a lot of good stuff. Canada with Thea Austin and Freedom Williams. So we've definitely been moving. Yeah,
I am so happy that first of all, because now there's such a new generation of people, that there's so many new people being exposed to your new music. I don't think there's a person on the planet who doesn't know Finally, but like all the new music is fabulous. I think everybody, I'm glad it's being embraced, because we don't want you to ever disappear. We want to, I want to be like 100, out dancing to your music. So I think that it's such a fabulous thing, and we want to make sure everybody's following you in social media so they know what's going on. So everybody follow at CeCe_Peniston, and you also want to check out CeCePeniston.com.
I'm more on Instagram than just Twitter, but I'm on Instagram, and I'm the one who answers. I'm like, hey, when they hear the "Hey girl," that's me. So I'm on Instagram.
Who are you? Oh, just CeCe Peniston?
Yes, CeCe Peniston.
CeCe, honestly, do you have fantasies or wishes to outdo Finally? Can you come up with something as wonderful as Finally? The new song is very reminiscent of it. That may be a hit just as big as Finally.
Thank you, and that makes me smile. I think as an artist, you always, what they always say, when you have that one song or a couple of songs that people want to hear over and over again, that's when you have a hit, and a lot of people don't get a classic. So just to have a classic like Finally is definitely a blessing, but as an artist, you're always like, I want another one.
Yeah, but
there's some artists that do like 80 songs. Like Mariah has 80 songs?
Yeah.
And she has different songs, and then there's other artists that have them 3 or 4. There's artists that have 10. There's artists that have 20. So it just depends. And you know what? Finally is one of those things that can be done in so many different ways that I'm working on with that. Even working on a greeting card thing with that, because I feel like it's so many celebrations between babies and graduations and birthdays and holidays. That's one of those things where you open it up and the little card that sings. I was like, yeah, we need to do that.
I think that's a wonderful idea. It's a great idea. The only other person who I happen to know is Johnny Mathis, who I adore. Have you ever met Johnny?
I haven't, but I used to listen to his song with Denise. Yes, it's over.
Right. Well, I'm a fan of Johnny since 1950.
That's his favorite singer.
1956, I fell in love with Johnny Mathis in 1956 when he sang Wonderful and also Chances Are. Those are Johnny's 2 biggies.
We got 1 minute, so.
He's never really been able to beat them, but he's got about 1,000 other songs that are wonderful. Johnny Mathis is my favorite. Yes. Better than Frank Sinatra, better than anybody I've ever heard.
He's got a great voice. And the thing about him is
he's still singing it at 82.
Oh, I love it. And the thing about it is, it's like, how do you not know him? As an artist, I think you're supposed to be versed in a lot of different types of music, from operatic to, to reggae to modern to, yeah.
I love it. So everybody, this is CeCe Peniston. We've only got 30 seconds left.
I just want to say one thing. CeCe, turn your people on to who we are. We have to know your availability for the Purple Room, and we will get on it for the Purple Room and tell them that we have CeCe Pennington. They'll drop dead. Peniston. Peniston. Oh, backwards. a ton of
tongue twisted. CeCe, we want to thank you, and anytime you have anything to promote, please let us know. We'll bring you back as often as you'd like to come back.
Every time you want, my darling. Every time.
We really are. We thank you so much. All right, bye-bye. Talk to you soon. Bye.
I want to see you soon,
Bye.
honey.
Love
Bye.
it. Everybody, that was CeCe Peniston. She's such a superstar. Thanks,
What
Eileen
a
Shapiro.
delicious, delightful
What a fun show.
person.
Scott and Danielle, thank you so much. Chat room, thank you so much, everybody, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.